Wow, tough one for the Vandals tonight on the road. You got to give the credit to San Jose State. I think the score was tied with 8 minutes to go. It seemed like that game went back and forth all night. I don't know how many lead changes we had. It seemed like a bunch. And with 8 minutes to go, they made the plays. They made a couple huge shots. If we got them stopped, which we didn't very much in the second half, they come up with the rebounds and they made the plays and they made their free throws, and that's how they won the ball game. I thought they just, for whatever reason, got to more loose balls, more rebounds late in that game.
Yeah, you guys out-rebounded them, I think, by a fairly good margin in the first half. Do you have any inclination of what might have changed?
No, not really. I know George did a nice job. He played his two big guys the whole second half, and what I was kind of doing is defensive substituting there because my two best rebounders, Toledo and Jefferson, I had to keep them in there. But we couldn't stop them the first part of that second half, so we went to zone. It's always harder to block out versus zone, and then when we started getting some stops, we couldn't get the rebounds that we needed. So I don't know if it was a change in defense that allowed that. But it was something we felt like we had to do because we couldn't get them stopped.
Looking at the
go ahead.
Looking at these last two games, it seems like you've got a tale of two teams in some ways. Last Saturday night up in Hawaii, you guys had a really great defensive performance, not so much offense. Tonight, the other way around. How do you get those two to come together? Great question.
I'll tell you, I thought that. You're right. In Hawaii, we played as good as we possibly could. You got to give San Jose some credit. They've got weapons. They've got two good, strong post guys, and you have to pick your poison with them. And obviously, tonight we decided not to double Webster in coach's game plan, and he goes for 21 and 11. You got to give him credit. They found him. They for lack of a better term, they drove it down our throats. And Oaks goes 8 for 10. You look at the stat sheet, and 39 of their points come from their inside game. And, I thought we did a good job on Oliver. He goes 8 for 17, made some tough shots. And I thought we did a good job on the other guys. I thought we did a great job on Graham and Owen and Peterson. I thought we did a really good job, but we didn't do a good enough job from a standpoint of defending them inside.
Anything else for...
What do you see that's different about San Jose State this year compared to last year?
Well, I think a number of things. One is they're older. They got a veteran team, they've got some really, really good pieces. George does a nice job, and I think what he's got is he's now got some guys that are in the program for most of them are second and or third year guys. And they're starting to understand what he wants and how he wants to play. George is a very good basketball. He's been a good basketball coach for a lot of years, especially in this Bay Area and at Porterville. And so George Nessman knows what he's doing. And I think the thing that makes him different is he's got some experience and he's got some guys doing what he wants them to do. I read a quote the other day from Bob Nash. I think it's true. 1 through 9, there's not a lot of difference.
Yeah.
And night in and night out, I think there's going to be a lot of close games. And I thought you got to give the credit to San Jose. They took care of their home court tonight, which is absolutely you have to do if you're going to stay in this conference race in this league this year, as close as the teams are. And I actually was proud of our guys. No excuses. Everybody's got to make this trip. Everybody's got to go to Hawaii. It was a long day of travel yesterday. We didn't get to practice because of the travel day. January 3rd, the biggest travel day of the year out of Hawaii. But you know what? Our guys got ready today and shoot around, and I thought we had a good effort. I don't think the travel had anything to do with it, and we don't make excuses, so it didn't have anything to do with it. But you got to give credit to San Jose. They made the plays when they had to, and like I said, they got the rebounds. They made the baskets. They made a couple tough shots there, some fadeaway shots there, and then they made their free throws, and that's how you win. That's how you win at home, and that's how you win basketball games.
I was going to say, if you never want to talk about a good loss, but it seems like if you compare this road trip to the same road trip last year, there's been a lot of progress in this team.
We're getting better. You know what? We are getting better. This program's getting a lot better. I'm disappointed that we lost, but I'm starting to figure out how this team can fight, especially on the road. And I thought the win at Hawaii was a great win for our program. You know, as a coach, I haven't won at Hawaii very often, and then to come here and battle, and like I told them in the team room afterwards, I said, you know, what you try to do in the WAC is you try to give yourselves chances to win games on the road, and we had a chance tonight. We just didn't get it done. So we're going to keep pounding. We obviously got a big game with Louisiana Tech next week at home, so we're looking forward to it.